Hi, I'm Clinton Thomas from CrossFit Hamilton, and welcome to our first episode of Nutrition Knowledge Bombs. Now, just a little bit of background on what this series is about is we get a lot of questions on the nutrition front, and we thought rather than answering them individually, what we'd be able to do is piece together just a series of videos that can start to explain really the no fuss, no BS approach to nutrition. Now, the first episode here, interestingly, around nutrition, isn't actually going to be telling you what to eat. It's not going to be giving you guidelines on what food you should have or your food shouldn't have. The funny thing is, most of the work that we do around the nutrition front isn't actually having anything to do with nutrition, but more the underlying habits behind it. So, first episode. The first thing, whenever we start working with anyone on the nutrition front, we actually like to look at a thing called the speed of your eating or slow eating. And so here's a couple of facts about the slow eating is that in terms of coaching, this is the first of two anchor habits that we spend a lot of time drilling down on. Why we call it the anchor habits is that it can be done pretty much anywhere, anytime, with any food, but it almost inevitably leads to eating less. The studies are showing that in the order of about 70 calories per meal less when you focus on just slowing down what you're eating. Don't even think about worrying about what type of food so much as the speed that you're eating it. So it's a very, very simple habit to understand, although the implementation is not necessarily as simple. And so so there's a little bit of background on why we like to focus on the slow eating. Now, in terms of strategies, the beginning point is firstly to identify what speed you do eat your meals at. So are you a fast eater, a moderate eater, or a slow eater? Or is it even situational dependent, like you might slam your brekkie in, but in the evening you take your time. So you need to identify firstly where are the elements that you're eating fastly with. And so what meals are you eating fast in? What situations are you eating fast in? Is it standard across the board or like we say, other situations that you need to drill down on? But once you understand your speed of eating, then what we start to do is we start to make sure that as we're eating, we can start to check in on the meals. Right, so firstly, pay attention to whether you're a fast, slow or moderate eater at each of your meals. And then once you've got that understanding, just routinely check in as you're eating and pay attention. Are you eating fast? Are you taking your time? Now, some of the things that you can do to actually give yourself some specific strategies for slowing down, you can put your utensils down between each mouthful. Other things we see are people preloading. You might be a preloader where you're loading up on the fork or the spoon, shoveling it in, and as you're chewing, you're loading up for the next mouthful. So try and avoid the preloading. Putting less onto the fork or the spoon, that's another good strategy. Having a sip of water in between each mouthful. Taking a couple of deep breaths. Again, just simple chew, swallow, a few deep breaths, then you continue eating. Well, the other thing is removing distractions. So are you someone who might have the iPad or the iPhone out, or are you someone that has the TV running? And so again, distractions can really increase the speed at which you eat. So in terms of understanding the strategies, there's different things that are going to apply and work for different people. But as a game plan, what you want to do is identify the situations in which you can eat slowly, right? So what are the meals? Where are you? What are you eating? And we want to try and reproduce those conditions across the week, all right? So know what works well and can we replicate that at other meals. Now, the other thing we say is at this very foundation stage, this is the first step, just getting people to eat slowly. If you're a binge eater, you have full permission to eat and to eat as full as as much as you want, so binge. But as long as you do it slowly, all right? So just slow it down, but eat as much as you want. And then, obviously, when you're implementing, think of it on a continuum, that we've got a very, very fast eater down here, and we've got a slow eater up here. Now, you may be right up this end of the continuum, so your job is not to try and be a slow eater. Your job is to be a little bit better than where you were. And so you want to try and adjust your speed around, your starting level and the increments. So there's different levels. So our whole focus is on progress, not perfection. So certainly shift that mindset. It's not about eating perfectly. It's not about slowing down and going from someone who woofs their food down in under 5 minutes to try and slow down and eat a 20, 30-minute meal. No, we want you just to be a couple of minutes better than what you currently are now. And so in saying that, the starting level might be just to, all right, well, check in at your meals. Just have a bit of a taste of what it feels like to add on a minute or two to each meal. Or if you're feeling quite confident, well, listen, you may want to be someone that can be a little bit more aggressive with trying to slow that eating down. And so in implementing this, as long as you're getting a little bit better today than what you were yesterday, that's progress, that's success. Right, so that's our starting point. Episode 1 is all around slowing down the eating. If you have any questions, listen, by all means, feel free to hit us up in the comments on our Facebook page or shoot us an email. We'll have make sure our contact details are there. But otherwise, best of luck.